Not to browse.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm going to get an Iron Man mask for him.
We're gonna have a little Iron Man here.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. We're trying to stream. We've got Chavito who won't go to sleep, so we're gonna have to put a paper bag over his face so that people don't see him. I've got Katie, aka Nyriam, on here, talking about her book. The campaign's quite live at the moment. It's Bonds, the Cursed Child, live on Indiegogo. And I see we've got Area Blackness in the chat. Hey, dude.
Late. Impatient.
But there was a good reason for that. We're actually getting Iron Man here, so.
Yeah, that's it. So little Chubb won't go to bed, so he's gonna have to wear a mask. Yeah. So
Awesome.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Oh God. Anyway, so we haven't streamed for a very long time, people. So I'm rusty as hell. So please bear with me if I press the wrong button and send us into oblivion. Don't be surprised. So, right. So traditionally with these streams, we first look at the campaign, play the video. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So let's add it. Let's have a look. This is a follow-on. This is the second campaign, and you've done. The first one was called.
The Drive.
The Drive. That's right.
Yeah, it did very well.
Yeah, it did extremely well. That's right.
Yeah.
More than 500 backers.
Almost 20,000.
Yeah.
No. It was something over 25. But
oh, really? Sorry.
But it did really, really well. Yeah. I'm very, very thankful for everybody who pushed. So.
Yeah, that's amazing for a first campaign.
Monica actually knows the most. Like she's been on every update. Thank you so much.
Very, very cool. Okay.
Don't take it.
Let me.
Yeah, this is the trailer by Red Gaze. So.
All right. Did he put that together?
Yeah, he did. We kind of work with we have a brand called Blood Bond Books, and we're gonna be like putting out more projects. Even for kids, we actually have this amazing children project. A little bit Halloweenish theme, and it's like funky. It's more like cartoon, and it's gonna be awesome.
All right, excellent. Yes. So are you an artist by trade? Because you're extremely good. I have to say that. Just.
Say it again, please.
The art's really good. Are you?
Oh, thank you.
Are you a drawing person?
Yes, I'm. Basically, Bonds is my baby from A to Z. Except few details here and there. Yeah. He did the trailer, and also he did a short story, origin story that we're adding to the campaign. But besides that, like all the artwork, like is mine. Just today I made an update where we added artwork from Vini Tardamella and from Barbusco Studio. That's going to be a part of the book as well. So But just like that, we were just feeling like that. Like when you open up the cover, right? There's a blank page. Why should it be blank, right? Like let's put something funny there. So we're just gonna use it.
Exactly. No, I feel exactly the same way. Value. Hey, put that mask back on. Or you have to go to bed.
Oh, you have to go to bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to ask about the soundtrack. It's very impressive. Like, Chabito was dancing to it. Where is the music from?
It is from YouTube. All the music is usually from YouTube, YouTube Gallery, the library that it offers. I think it's from there.
All right, thanks.
Yeah,
we're trying to get music for the next one. We're trying to get a friend who's a professional musician to do a track for us, and
that's gonna be cool. We actually spend like hours scrolling through the YouTube library till we find something. But also the program that he makes the trailers with offers some kind of music to it. I'm gonna have to ask him, but I think like 99% it's YouTube. So.
All right. Okay.
It's very epic.
Yeah, but I want to ask about the actual the creation. So you're a digital artist. So
yes.
So what do you draw with? Is it a clip?
Yeah, it's a clip studio, but I also do some minor edits in Photoshop. I'm pretty much like when it comes to programs, I do clip, I do Photoshop, I do Illustrator, I do InDesign, and now I'm learning After Effects and spine animation. So we're just doing, we're proceeding, but Bounce is done in Clip Studio, yes.
No, that's good. No, that's excellent. No, I bought Clip Studio a little while back, and I've been messing around with it.
It's fantastic. You're gonna love the text creating, the bubbles and speech bubbles. Like when you learn how to do the panel pages, it's just gonna like put the bubbles inside of the panels without you like having to figure out a clipping mess or anything like that. It's amazing.
Yeah. Because at the moment I'm lecturing in InDesign, and it just looks a little bit. I don't know. I need to. I'm not a very digital sort of person. I try and do everything as traditionally as possible. But yeah, I gotta evolve. It's like. Okay, I think you should go to sleep.
Sorry, I'll just put him to bed.
Okay.
It's not right.
Okay. That's really okay. I really don't mind him.
No, but we do.
It's okay. Let me sit in the middle.
You're gonna be sitting on 2 chairs.
Yeah, I'm actually sitting with my cheek. Yeah, let me just sit with my cheek on each chair.
Awesome.
I'll keep him company until he falls asleep. We always do that, and I'll be back later, right?
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Come back.
Joseph Parenthood. Okay. Right. Okay. Yes. All right. God. Okay. As you can see, we're not professional streamers.
That's okay. Over here, it's a regular, good old living room anyway. So.
Yeah. We will try and get a bit more sorted up. So let's say hi to the chat. It's only polite. It's Kami Mark. Hail.
Yep.
Hail Kami Mark. Peter Gilmore's here.
Hi,
Terry. Here we go. Oh yes. There we go.
Hi. Yeah, he's right. Lettering in Clip Studio is like insanely fast because as you have a panel, basically you grab a bubble and you drag it in and just adjust the size, adjust the border, adjust the color of the filling and everything. And when you click the text, it starts writing directly into the bubble, and when you transform it, it just drags the bubble and the lettering with it. It's not like it's very connected, very intuitive. Amazing.
Yeah. No. I've been impressed so far. I've been, I've been impressed with it, but just like the pencil tool and everything, it looks really natural. Because what I want to do is I just want to just do the pencils, print it out in blue, and then just do the traditional inking over that. With a proper printer. So.
Gotcha.
So we'll see. But yeah, so far it's. You're also what is it? So bright right now. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Mr. Black. I guess everybody looks bright when you're Mr. Black. Completely black, dark.
You just reminded me. I have a friend artist. His name is Rod Looper. Yeah, and Rod also works in a similar way that he prepares the sketches on like digitally, then he prints it out and does it like traditionally.
Uh-huh.
And it's really cool. Like he has a lot of process on the internet how he does it, and yeah, it's doable. It's pretty doable.
Yeah. And I've seen some people like the best of both. But maybe one day try it all digitally. But it's more about I don't know what you're like, but it's like I do an office job, but I'm not an artist or anything like that. So I spend all day in front of a computer, and I come home and I think that I don't want to spend all evening in front of a computer as well, making my art and stuff like that. That's what kind of gets me.
Yeah, I was having the same problem, but then I discovered the tool called iPad. And listen, like you can sit in a chair, you can be in a park, you can sit on a couch, you can lay in a bed, you can draw anywhere you want, and it's amazing.
Yeah, let's see. All right, here we go. Rustolian Dave, all right, me and Babbers. We're from the same town. Me and Dave.
Awesome.
Here in England. And you said you're in Czech Republic at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. Love Eastern Europe. Right. So let's get on to. I want you to tell me about your campaign. Can you give me an elevator pitch?
I really suck at these, but basically, it's about a werewolf girl that is trying to figure out whether the newcomer into the pack called the Cursed Wolf is truly so dangerous and threatening for the pack and her younger brother as everybody else in the pack and around thinks. That's probably the elevator pitch. The problem I'm kind of having with this is they are like chapters, like Bonds 2 follows Bonds 1. So if you don't know what happened in the first book, the second might not tell you much, but yeah, it's closely, like she's still trying to protect her little brother, and she's trying to get as strong as possible, and as so she can keep him safe, and basically the whole pack.
So it's a follow-on chapter from the first story.
Yes, like all the books are divided into chapters, right? It's like a whole story, and the whole story contains, let's say, 30 chapters. Book 1 was chapter 1 to 4. Book 2 is 5 to 8, and so on.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Right. So let's have a look here, so we can talk about let's talk about the characters.
Area Blackness is giving you shit.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry. Czechia, not Czech Republic.
Czechia.
I'm old-fashioned. I still remember when,
Actually, it is Czech Republic, but you can also call it Czechia or Slovakia.
Yeah, see, I grew up in South Africa, and we had this, and it was during the Iron Curtain, and I remember that's from those times. You guys were our enemies. It was East Germany specifically. It was Czech Republic, and obviously Cuba and Russia and all that stuff. So the names kind of stuck. the red terror and all that stuff.
Yeah, Czechoslovakia and so on.
Yeah, Mark will tell you. Mark is really into his, Iron Curtain stuff. Really. Yeah. Let's see, where are we? I'm watching the wrong thing. Let's close that. Right. Sharing the screen. Okay, so here's the story where we started. Yeah, some of these beautiful pages.
Thank you. Yeah, that basically is with the coloring. That's why it needs to be so detailed and so like level variable, and deep, because I would really like to keep this comic going on in a black and white.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I love black and white comic books. I think in order for something to be in color, it would first have to work in black and white anyway.
Gotcha.
Personally. And so what comics do you read? What are your influences?
It's kind of weird, but I'm less influenced by the Western comics and more influenced by manga. This comics in specific was influenced by manhwa by Boichi. It's called Sunken Rock, and it's freaking detailed. You know, like the anatomy is there, and the motion and the fight scenes are just like, oh, amazing. So as I managed to read it through, I tried to copy the style, at least through the fights. You know, he's basically using speed lines to describe motion. Like he wouldn't draw the arm, you know, as it's moving, punching, but it would be like a million of speed lines, you know, and in a very detailed manner. It's just fantastic. So that one was probably the one that inspired me the most. Also Bleach, from Bleach, I have the typical like facial reducing expressions and a little bit of my style, you know, mixed into it. But since we knew that we're going for the Western market, we just didn't aim for like full manga, and also because I have a tendency to revert back to my style. You know, even like I can adjust for a short while, but it always like comes back.
So you describe your style as strongly manga influence in the first.
It's
instance.
a hybrid. I keep telling to everybody that it's a hybrid between manga and Western comics, and that's how I like it.
What Western like you grew up in Slovakia. You were born and raised there. What comics did you read growing up? What was it? When did you start with? What did you start with manga?
To be honest, it was during my teenage years when Bleach started coming out, and also Naruto a little bit. I wasn't really interested in comics, generally speaking. I was very interested in cartoons and animated stories and fairy tales, and that was really my thing. And we had these like myths and legends drawn. Oh my god, I forgot the name. But it was written by Dobzhinsky, you know, and there were like typical legends of Slovakia, and there were like this very comic, like this medieval style, you know, drawings inside, like illustrations that was like always fascinating for me. So that was maybe partially the inspiration, but I really wasn't the type that would like buy a comic and like read through it. There was a heavy inspiration a little bit later when manga came.
Yeah, I've been to your the biennial children's illustrators convention BIB in Slovakia. I attended that one year, and I saw some of the children's book. They've got a huge children's book museum there. They're really into their children's book illustrations, and I just absolutely love that. And I've got to meet one of your illustrators, Dusan Calais. He illustrated Alice in Wonderland. Just really not typical stuff. If you compare children's illustration in the UK and the US, it is so sterile, and you know it's puerile. Very puerile, whereas the Eastern European stuff and the old Western European stuff too was very gritty, grimy, almost a little bit dangerous. You know, and I just love that. So that's what you grew up with.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
I gotta say, like I really tried to attend a few like comic. It wasn't like a comic con, but it was like a meeting of fans of comics. But one of them was really so weird that it kind of put me off. You know, like it was more of a meeting of the so-called like those fine artists, you know, that take on the comics as a theme in their own artistic way. And my whole life I've been told that my style of art is more commercial, you know, and I just didn't feel at home over there. But then I went to this other one, and I probably you don't know him. His name is Michal Ivan, and I didn't know him by then. I barely knew who he was. Later on, I learned that that he is an artist, one of the artists for Riot, League of Legends. And I was like, oh my God, I saw him. I stood near him and I didn't know him. I started crying, So sometimes during these conventions, you can like meet so many interesting people. Sometimes you don't even know.
Yeah, I'm probably down with you in the same way. I'm so completely unaware of who's who. We're doing our first comic book convention as creators this coming weekend, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just going to be really strange, because I don't, I've probably in my whole life been to about three or four comic book conventions. I've never really done it. I don't understand the fanfare around it that much. I mean, if I like an individual creator, I will lose myself in their work, but I've got absolutely no need to meet them, if you know what I mean. You're almost a bit afraid to meet them because they might be assholes.
Yeah, you never know. But it's a different experience,
Yeah. I think it was Monica. While she's here, she would tell you that I think they met the creator of The Witcher. I forget his name. He's a Polish guy, and he was such an absolute prick to her and her friend.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow.
It really put them both off his work for until now, and it's been many years, and she's still like that bastard.
Wow. Okay, now I'm very disappointed because I don't know. I had this feeling like since we're from small countries, people wouldn't be such,
I don't know, but there's like a parochial sort of thing, I guess, when you're like a big fish in a small pond. I think it was before they did the Witcher video games, and obviously before the TV series and all that stuff. So it wasn't such a huge deal back then. But
unbelievable.
Yeah. But people are people, you can't. You got to kind of insulate yourself against all that somehow.
And who knows? Maybe he had a very bad day.
Yeah. All right. I'm still taking the cricket bat to the convention this week. Right.
Do it. Oh my God. I was so sad because we are having a convention over here in Czech Republic too, somewhere around May. But the problem with it is like if you want to come with your product and actually sell something, you need to have an LLC over here, and we don't have that. So, and we are having normal day jobs, and establishing an LLC on top of that is just like I don't even know where my head is anymore.
You need to have a limited liability corporation.
Basically, it's like when you're self-employed, that type of a company. I don't know how it's called over there. But over here we have a term for it, and in USA it's like LLC.
Yeah. It's like it's incorporated partnership.
Yeah, because like when basically somebody buys something from you, you need to give them like a receipt,
Yep.
They got it.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's weird.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Okay. Yeah. Luckily we don't have to do that. But would you need insurance for some reason? I heard for the first time. I was told you actually have to have insurance for if you're going to sell stuff at a convention.
Really?
In case the child chokes on your graphic novel or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Wow. That's the first time I've heard of that.
Yeah. Apparently, let's see. Pale Rider's here.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't know what are you talking about, dude?
He is talking about this.
What is that?
You can choose from this, or you can choose from this, or you can choose probably this one. If you make this one bigger, that will pretty much tell you everything you need to know.
All right.
I think this comes from Germany. This character is called Little Mai.
From Moomin.
Yeah. So once we were streaming and I had my hair done in thing like that, and I constantly talk that I like beet salad, and for some reason they come up with this character, and I ended up in a cabbage field. I ended up being Little Mai.
Well, I mean, you're a Slav. Obviously, it's gherkins and cabbage and all the good stuff.
I know. I just decided to run with it. Like I remember there's another friend called Sugar Chris Evans.
Oh
If you,
yeah, Chris.
yeah,
Yeah. I know him. Red dress, man.
red dress Chris. Wait, I have that one too. I have that one too. Oh my god! See.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's
This
gonna
is
run in that dress. He's supposed to do a marathon in that thing.
yeah, he is. Sorry. And I remember like from the very beginning, since Pale Rider started like making fun of him of the black dress, he was fighting it, and that's when he got off, on the whole topic. And I was like, nope, I'm owning the cabbage.
Yeah, you're lucky you got a flat, man. Jeez. What does people say? Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I still can't understand what he was trying to do with that magazine in Alien. Was he trying to put it in her mouth and inflate her like a doll?
I don't know, man, because like they're putting like stupid proof sign on everything, almost everywhere. It's stupid. Like, I think do you have Kinder eggs over there?
Yeah, with little toys and things inside. I'm sure.
Yeah, and USA they're banned apparently for the reason that you can't put like a stupid proof on those.
Yeah, I'm sure there are loads of fat kids that have choked on that. But it's natural selection. In this country, they do topple testing for on gravestones because you get a bunch of goths. Obviously, over the weekend they get all, they smoke their clove cigarettes, they get really drunk, and then they climb onto tombstones, and these things break, and they break their necks, and
Oh my god.
So they've actually gone through a process now where they mechanically reinforce the tombstones to make them goth proof.
Oh my god.
So
are they using that spiky fence too?
Oh, they should. They should. They should do all sorts of deterrence. Yeah. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
What can you do? Like rats. I say this as an old goth, but I never climbed onto tombstones and stuff. What does Coin Mark say? Kinder eggs are banned in the US, but they can be used to hide drugs or whatever.
Yeah, maybe that too. But I'm pretty sure the major reason is hidden somewhere else. Because you can hide drugs or whatever anywhere else, not even those type of little things. But I'm not gonna fight Kami Mark because I like he knows stuff.
No, it's down to American kids eating these things whole like snakes, dislocating their jaws and just gulping them down. That's the reason. And then the toys get stuck in their throats.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Lego isn't banned over there.
Lego. Yeah.
Lego is amazing.
And it's not amazing when you walk through the living room and step on it.
Yeah, I know. We had a whole bucket of that.
Oh yeah, no, like with Monica is bored. I don't know what she gets onto this frame of mind, and then she just has to buy all the Lego. I think we've got just she's gotten onto these Lego collectors and bought tubs and tubs and tubs full of this stuff. So our living room is a Lego builder's paradise.
That's the best family entertainment. I still remember my younger bro and my dad. We would always like lay in a circle around a pile of Lego, on the carpet in a room, and we could spend like hours building stuff.
It's great. It's just it gets everywhere, absolutely everywhere. You come home to the chaos. I don't know. Being a parent just changes everything. You don't enjoy Lego anymore. That's God. It's like a deterrent. Okay, let's get back to your comic. Let's get back to
I actually enjoyed the talk.
No, we're going to talk a lot more. Don't worry. We're going to move this thing on. So I see Jensen. Are these Danish characters?
Not really. I didn't set my characters to specific country or given them like a cultural or country background. They live in a fantasy peninsula somewhere in the real world, and they just live there.
Right. Broadly speaking, let's see. So we have Lena Jensen, determined to gain the title of the future alpha of the pack to protect her loved one. So she's the main protagonist.
Yes.
And Jesse is her younger brother that she protects in the second.
Yes.
So Rick, Zeta. Okay, so hang on, where's Zeta? So Zeta, what is Zeta? Zeta and Trainer of the Pack.
Well, if you know a little bit of Greek alphabet and the positions in the pack, you have alpha, beta, and so on.
Right.
And one of them is Zeta, and Zeta basically is a trainer or war general who takes care of this, and also the master communicator.
Okay. See.
So he's gonna be the mentor character.
Right. Liam Wilson, Mr. Sunshine, half orphaned after the Great Wolf War, living only with his mother. Rick became his mentor at a young age, quickly noticing the gift in the boy, now training him as his successor, Zeta. Always cheerful, never declines a good sparring match with his rival, Dell. And Dell Lucas is right at the bottom, the most hardworking member of the trainee group, mysterious to many, but to a few who know him, he's a tough nut, full of personality, ready to get cracked open. Cautious and not very trusting. Then again, after going through so much, one wouldn't even question why.
Yep.
Full action-packed, yeah, and like I said, the art looks amazing. A lot of art.
Thank you.
Look at that.
And again, like the first book came in a box like this.
Wait, let me see. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Let me. Sorry. Let me just. How do I?
That's okay. I think everybody can see it, so it's really alright. So we were just wondering whether we could do the same box again, because like these aren't cheap. But guess what? Czech Republic has this fantastic company that makes these boxes like price available. So when I saw those, I was like, "Yep, we're doing that for everybody."
Cool. But in shipping to the US, how do you? Because where do you print your stuff? Do you print it in Europe and ship it to the US, or do you have it printed in the US?
Yeah. We decided to do it the other way around because the first book was printed and shipped from US, and over here we're going to be printing. I'm still not fully decided whether I'm going to print with British Mixon, because they have the formatting and they have the paper stocking and they have the size I need. But I found a company over here in the city where I live where they can do a custom size format, with very good paper stocks and very good pricing. So I was wondering maybe that would be more convenient, so I can literally go there and take a look.
Yeah, that's probably the best. I mean, your shipping costs. Also, if you have to ship from the UK to to Czech Republic and ship out again from there, that's gonna cost. I mean, we use Mixum, but it's only because for the sake of convenience. It's literally
Yeah.
They seem to undercut everybody, and the quality is pretty good. But I don't think I'd use them if I had to ship to Europe. I don't know. And also, don't you have to pay after Brexit happened? Or do you also would you have to pay?
Yeah, we have the VAT tax applying for all your products after the Brexit. So it's a good bit there, but I don't know. I still need to do some comparing, to see which one's going to be better, because I would really like the backers to get the same quality as the previous time.
Well, one nice thing about Mixum is they send you out these little brochures of every weight of paper and quality and finish that they have, and that's been really good for us. Just going through it and seeing, you can literally see what the pages, what it's going to feel like and the thickness of it and all that. So we kind of like that. But yeah, there's no reason not to go with something in where you are. I mean,
Pixel Trader is feeling attacked. I just don't know why.
Oh, it's because of the Legos.
Aw, come on, man.
Yeah,
everybody loves Legos.
Yeah, it's the same with Goose. Goose is also like a Goose and a bunch of other people in CG UK, just these massive Lego fans. I didn't realize that we had so many protected minority characters floating around. Lego fans. Let's see, what does Comic Mark say? I wish I could get. Well, wait, let me just show you. What does he say?
That would be fantastic, to be honest. Yes.
Oh yeah, they would.
Imagine like having it printed, shipped, and everything. Like on a camera.
Yeah, I think Ethan's done that. He takes strip. I mean, obviously he's got a print run of 10,000 10,000 backers, God knows how many bucks. So he can basically walk up and down the printing works saying, "Yeah, that's mine. That's mine. Show me the way through all this. I'm making you a lot of money."
Yeah, I think he was doing the videos from the warehouse as the fulfilling was going on.
Yeah, man, that's our dreams, one of these days. Let's take a look at your perks. Let's go back up here. So let's go from, where do we start? Sorry, I'm on the wrong slider here.
Yep, that's the one.
So let's start from the, do they go, okay, now let's start from the top. So this is your featured tier. So tell me, what does this one entail? The ETA Warrior Full tier.
That is ETA Warrior, and basically that's like Zeta, but Zeta is a general, ETA is a warrior. And basically it's a tier, we say a tier name we used last time again. What you see in the thumbnail is basically what you get. So that's a book of Bonds, The Cursed Child, 77 pages, plus maybe something extra. And Exiled, that's the short story I mentioned earlier. That's 22 pages, short story, also with illustrations. And 2 mini prints, high quality mini prints. That's the full package we were offering the last time as well.
Right. Are the old books also on the campaign?
Yes, in digital form and also in physical form. The teen, that's the digital one. You get like Bonds 1, Bonds 2, and Exile 3 PDFs for $12. And then there is a perk called the Double Howl, where you can get the old book and the new book. And also there's the old Lone Wolf that you're on right now. It's okay. Sorry, that is just the old book.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I've got this. Can you see this on this?
Yeah, those are the cookies.
Do you have a Mac? Because I'm using a Mac here. I don't know how to make this thing go away.
Yeah, just click only essentials or something like that. I think that's the first one.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, that's the cookies.
I'm an idiot. Right. So how far do we get? So the the puppy. This was just the old. This is all the new PDF material. Teen is the new PDF material plus the old PDF material.
Mm-hmm.
So the big bad wolf. What is that?
That's just one copy of a book, physical copy of a book, and Old Lone Wolf is a physical copy of the first book.
Okay.
All shipping, all physical perks is I think $12 for international, for the whole world.
Okay, that's quite good. Good. Yeah, and I guess is that tied into, because you're not shipping from the US, you're shipping from Europe, because it is a bit cheaper. I think it is from the UK anyway.
Yeah, for us it's cheaper, and it is cheaper even I think kind of for Australia and New Zealand, but we just decided we're pretty much like edging the shipping there. There are gonna be probably some costs, but I really don't care. We were trying to do it as low as possible. So everybody could afford it. And difference of $5 or $12 isn't that huge, I think.
Yeah, no, there's something to be said for that, because the shipping is getting crazy, on some campaigns. Like when you get all the way through, when you're saying, okay, when you're happy to pay X amount for the book, but then you get all the way through to the, to the cart, and you're like, oh God, like when the shipping costs more than the book, when it's £25 or something to get the book shipped to you, it's just like,
yeah, I know.
Hectic.
No, we just decided to do it this way. So, there are gonna be perks where that are more expensive. There are some perks which are cheaper. It's gonna even out in the end.
Yeah. No, that's it. Oh, look who's back.
Hi.
Hello again.
Yeah.
You look tired. You look like you're gonna be the second one in a row.
I nearly fell asleep there, but yeah.
Oh.
And let's see. So the $40 tier, the ETA, that was the featured tier that we spoke about the first time round. I guess
but that's the one without the exiled story.
Oh yes, that's right. This one, the exiled story, right?
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, we were trying to make as many tiers as possible, as many variations, so people could choose whatever they want. And I managed to create so many tiers. And then I learned, like, you can put those as add-ons. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Live and learn. Yeah. We discovered that later too. It was just getting far too complex. And people are savvy. They know. They figured it out. That you can get it in the end. So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, like however you combine it, it's completely up to it. I really don't mind.
Okay. So in this one, let's see, the Wolf Twins. So
those are the 2 books.
Right.
The 2 new books. In case you want to give it as a present, or if you want to read one and keep the second packed, And the double hull is the Bonds 1, Bonds 2.
Okay, so this is the
Catch up.
Yeah, the catch up tier.
Catch up tier.
Okay.
The Zeta General comes with as the traditional sketch card.
Right. Okay. So you actually. Sorry. Carry on.
No, it's a size of a trading card. So if people are using the sleeves, they can like easily slip it in. They don't have to like have it laying anywhere.
Right. Okay. So this will be the lowest tier for original art for people into that, and $170. When I'm assuming that's going to be the same as this, but a bigger format sketch.
Yes.
How big is that? Sketch?
That is 8.5 by 11.5 inches, or in our British or European standards, it's A4.
A4, good old A4. It takes me so long to explain this to people what that means. This is refreshing.
Yeah, I kind of decided not to do the A3 format this time because I was worried about the shipping from over here. We just wanted to test out the waters. If everything goes smooth, we're just gonna go for the bigger formats. But I was quite daring because I put out A1 traditional art piece. It was gone like within first 3 backers. For US, that's like 20 by 30 inches. But that one is going to be sent in a almost bulletproof tube. So.
Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely huge.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to visualize it. So
it's a javelin essentially.
Wow.
That's a poster. Yeah, that's a poster.
A rocket.
No, it's more like a wallpaper, really. Half a wall. Yeah.
So the format of this is of the book itself is A4 as well, is that right?
No, we're doing the US standard. We started with the US standard because the first one was printed in US and they don't have the A4s. If only I knew, I would do the A4s. The printing would be like super cheap right now, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's all. Like we've also stuck with A4. I think it. Yeah, just from personal preference, because most UK comics are just bigger.
And you can adjust the lettering and everything to it because you know how Word works. You know the Microsoft Word, and that the size of the text is 12 to 10 and so on. I know.
Yeah. Oh, the thing is, like, you can always, The other thing is, like, you can always do it in an American format, but then you have got to make up some more room at the bottom and include. So it's a bit of a weird one. But whatever you stick with in the beginning, or what you choose in the beginning, you got to stick with. That's So that's the only thing. You can't play around with formats after that.
Have a Kickstarter campaign for the A4 size.
God, yeah, that's it. So you're sticking with Indiegogo for? Are you also shadow banned like all of us?
Yeah. I kind of definitely like. But it feels like it's stopped for a good bit.
Yeah. I think everybody's considering their options now and seeing what they're going to be doing next. But that's it. I guess Kickstarter is also like an option. Have you ever considered doing like a general sweep tier, like a general sweep campaign with everything for Kickstarter backers?
I actually was, but we were having the plans of doing the Kickstarter with book 3, where you can put all 3 books together, and I was considering doing a hardcover tier for that.
Okay.
Yeah, but just to try it out. But I don't think I would do it in A4 format because like when you do the same format of a book, you know, and you overprint, the more you overprint, the cheaper it gets, you know. So like if you stick with the same format for both platforms, I think it's going to be more efficient. But that's just me. I'm still a newbie, so.
Well, same here, really.
Yeah,
but it does make a difference to shipping costs, obviously, because smaller books weigh less.
Not bad. But did you know that the A4 is actually smaller than US format?
Smaller?
No,
it's bigger.
It's bigger.
It's bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
Woman, get more comics.
Yes.
Get an American comic too.
Are we going? Okay, like the second half of the stream, we're going to be comparing the sizes.
From America.
I'm sure we've got an American comic floating on somewhere.
Is Jack the Ripper American?
Yes.
Okay.
Gilmore's not going to like this, me comparing sizes.
Ta-da!
Yeah, there we go. So that's A4 versus American size. That's that's it.
So.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. So let's see. That's A4 format and American.
Considerably smaller, yeah.
But hey, at least you can tell that we compared the sizes.
But as Monica said, we probably would have saved some money shipping. Just in the weight.
I think from Europe's point of view, it's definitely more convenient to do the formats that we have here, like A4, because you can find the envelopes, you can find boxes, custom all that. It's easier and cheaper to make in formats that are common for us.
In the UK, it's very easy to get envelopes and boxes for the American size, though. So I think
you pay much more for Gemini mailers and things like that.
Not Gemini, but like it is because obviously I've been through countless eBay listings, and there are a lot of comic book traders on eBay and a lot of sort of people who provide products for them.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it was easier for me to find American size than the A4 size for shipping, like boxes or mailers, not necessarily Gemini. I think Diamond or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's quite popular here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the rest of Europe, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you up.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Well, the UK is very US centric when it comes to comics. That's true. It's what Europe is a different kettle of fish. Which is really weird to me because we've got this the European, the Franco-Belgian guys especially, but also the Italians. That collective industry it's challenges the size of the US one. Definitely, it's
massive.
It's absolutely huge, and it's right on our doorstep. But the Brits ignore it for the most part. If it's not, I do my bit. I try to get, I get Bandedis and they're translated into Dutch that I can read, and I really enjoy those. But generally speaking, the comic book fans over here, if it's not, it's mostly American comics.
Well, if it's not in English, they're not interested unless it's manga.
Yeah, but
that's usually translated.
But then you can always. We have got publishers like Kinney Books and a few others that translate European books. IDW do it too. They translate collections, but it just hasn't caught fire here. I don't know why it doesn't.
I was already thinking about that option, like translating comics, and offering them to many different to different countries. But it's either or, it's a hit or miss. So
yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I mean,
I've been meaning to translate Mary Boys into Polish for like years now. So it hasn't happened, but I'm slowly but surely kind of like making a database for some words and phrases and names that could be, if I get a good idea, I'm like, this will actually work really well. I have a little note on my phone in my notebook, digital, and I'll just put it in there. So it's gonna happen at some point. But
one day,
one day or night or
yeah. One day. I don't know who will sell it to though. I got no idea.
Well, the Polish maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Every single time I was trying to like translate the Bond's like text into my language, into Slovak language, it sounded so weird.
Yes.
It's like natural in English. That's just me.
It is, yeah. It's like I find that because my native language is Afrikaans, I find that whenever I try and talk about conventional things in Afrikaans, things that are very sort of European, it just turns into a comedy. It just I can't think along. It changes the way you think about something depending on what language you couch it, and that's what it's like for me.
Okay, you two guys, you gotta tell me how you met.
Oh geez, that was
a crazy night.
Yeah.
Okay, do just like a pitch, like give me a pitch.
Essentially, the way I met her would get me too'd quite hard in today's world.
You'd be like cancelled, arrested.
I'd be in jail now.
Yeah, you'd be still in jail. Yeah,
quite literally.
Basically, we were in a nightclub in London, and he just plowed into me like full on kiss.
I was just shit faced, and I took advantage of this girl. Yeah,
and I was like completely gobsmacked, but obviously it made a lasting impression. I was like, this guy is really confident.
I've got absolutely no class. I gotta
oh my God, that's so crazy. Because like when you're from South Africa, right, and you're from Poland, right? I thought like well, okay, you guys were texting, and
no. In fact, like we didn't even swap names for the first 3 times we met because we kept coming back to the same club every week.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like I said, we're all. Well, I'm an old goth essentially, so I'm
a metalhead.
Went to the same. I mean, I listen to metal too and everything, but that time,
you have no choice.
It was just a lot of electronic, hard pounding electronic music, and it's just a party cycle.
Yeah.
That's a story for kids. That's a story for everyone. You need to make a book from that.
It'll be a very short book.
Nobody would believe it nowadays.
It'll be like a greeting
card.
Yeah,
like he did what, and he didn't get like tasered straight away.
Yeah, that's right. He would probably get like shadow banned with the first banker.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, that like nowadays there would be major trouble, I think.
Yeah.
We're old school, aren't we?
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the distant past, No,
I was just curious, like when I heard that you were from different parts of the world, like that's.
Oh yeah, it was really weird because I mean I'd literally just gotten off the boat, so I didn't know anything about Europe or anything. I was like, damn, there's a lot of Eastern European people here. Like I had no context. I had no idea of.
Let's smooch this chick.
Yeah. Alcohol is a wonderful thing. Anyway, it's called a social lubricant.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
So I've missed quite a bit of your time.
Oh yeah, we were good.
So did you ask about where you got the idea in the first place?
Oh, that's a good idea.
About bonds?
Yes. Were you inspired by the wolves living in the Tatra Mountains or something like that?
Not at all. Not a bit. But I've always loved the cryptids, the monster creatures, and then werewolves were always like my favorite. And I remember it was like start of pandemic 2020, and I was so bored, so I started like reading a little bit into those stories on Wattpad, that had like a werewolf theme. And I had this story in my head for a very long time, and I'm just like, okay, connecting this and this probably would be cool. And of course I started writing, because I wanted to become one of the Wattpad, people. So I started writing, right? And the Bonds originally should be as a literature book, but I got told multiple times, like, nah, this is your not like first language, don't do that, it sucks, right? So I decided to switch to a medium that I'm more familiar with, and that's drawing. So I decided to turn it into comics, and voila, here we are.
Amazing. So
Thank
yeah.
you, COVID.
Yeah, oh yeah, a lot of things, good things came out of the lockdown for us, definitely.
Yeah.
Like my parents got stuck here. They were visiting at the time and they got stuck here for 4 months.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we had free childcare around the clock.
No cabin fever?
Beg your pardon?
No cabin
No,
fever.
no cabin fever?
See, that's a weird thing because, like, normally I'd think that, especially my mom and I, would kill
Yeah,
each
I was,
other.
I was gonna say that was a
But
miracle. That didn't happen.
the little one actually kind of like changed the dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like we were all busy with our things. They were mainly busy with Chabito, and yeah, it worked actually, to my surprise. But yeah, so now I know that, for instance, if like once they're older, I'll be able to live with them in one house and not want to kill them, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
I want to ask you about your English because it's excellent. You sound American.
I do. Okay. Thank
Me
you.
at least. I have no ear for accents, but you
No.
no.
But then I think everybody here around here sounds like Irish people, so I'm not a good gauge.
Well, I definitely sound Polish. But anyway, so where did you learn English so well?
I don't know. I always inclined to English ever since high school, and I even studied it at college. I'm actually an English teacher, and I was teaching for a bit, and then
Exactly the same path.
So English teacher, and then pretty much ever since I started working on comics, I've been in touch with gays, of course, like quite a lot, so the English got stuck, and all the streamers, and everyday communication, and it's just there. It feels very natural.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Back on the werewolf thing, have you read the book by Sabine Baring Gould, The Book of Werewolf? It was written in the 1800s, and it basically compiles all the werewolf lore there is. Gets into just at the time it was still quite new. Elizabeth, well, it was, what was it? Well, it goes into Elizabeth Bathory. At the time, there was a scandal regarding the Marquis de Sade.
No, not the Sade.
No, it wasn't
Giles.
The Gilderay.
Gilderay.
At the time, it was still quite new, and you couldn't identify the nobleman who had killed 600 people in his
Information suppression.
Yeah, so
all the way back
but it goes really also into all the old mythology and incident, like in folk tales of werewolves and things. But it's like, taken from a factual point of view, it isn't fictional. Not fictional.
Actually, I haven't seen this one, but I've read a different book that my grandma once got me, and it had like all these creatures and where they appeared, like in different cultures. It's like encyclopedia ish type of a book from Reader's Digest, I think, and it wasn't only like facts and things collected throughout the world and culture, but also like media where it appeared, because I remember there was a picture from the American Werewolf in London.
Oh, yeah.
So I still remember that picture. I've never seen that movie.
Really?
You never seen it?
I know.
Well, maybe it's better that way because no, but like you weren't influenced by it, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So your take on werewolves is quite sort of fresh.
It's different. Well,
it's different. Which is great.
And everybody keeps telling me, to watch the Teen Wolf, and I really wanted to, but I'm almost afraid, because if I watch it and I find something that I like, I don't want to end up like.
Oh yeah, it's a totally different sort of. It's a comedy essentially.
Oh, okay.
Very different. Yeah, very different. Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2 are quite. They're good in their own right, but they're not werewolf. They aren't horror movies at all.
Yeah.
But Silver Bullet and American Werewolf in London, best werewolf flicks.
Yeah, well, just yesterday we were watching like a summary of the best werewolf movies that are my personal favorite is Dog Soldiers.
Oh yeah,
and Underworld. Okay, I'm just gonna say that.
Dog Soldiers is good. It is good. That's a good movie.
And that's also like a comedy, like for me, well, the moment when there was the scene where the hammering the fingers on the door, that was like, I cracked up.
It had its moments, like those really tall bloody wolves inside, there's almost like they were dancing and swaying around inside the kitchen.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, it's chilling. It was good.
Yeah.
It's hard. The thing that scatters most werewolf movies is the special effects.
Yeah.
It's you can't, you have to, if you see too much of it, then it kind of destroys the illusion.
Yeah, you need to have that scare factor in it a little bit. That's why, like, this isn't a horror. This is more like a spiritual thing, for them. So that's why you can see them all the time. But there's gonna be a scary feature in book 3 that's gonna stay hidden.
Sorry, speaking of that, have you ever watched Wolfen? It came out in the 1980s, about the same time as The Howling, an American Werewolf.
I wonder. The problem I'm having is I often get questions like, "Have you seen this? Have you seen that?" And I don't think I have. And then I hear the name in my native tongue, and I realize I've seen it.
I have the same problem. Like, I must have seen Dog Soldiers, but I'm trying to remember it now, and it's just not coming back. Could be my age, though, dementia and stuff.
Yeah, you have seen it. I think I watched it with you.
I'm sure I have. And like, do you think I can remember a single scene? No.
But Wolfen,
basically, it's a unit of soldiers getting caught in the forest, and they get eliminated by the werewolves. They get stuck in a house in the middle of a clearing, and they find out that. I'll watch it later. I'm not gonna spoil it.
There was Love, Death and Robots. There was one episode with werewolves in Afghanistan.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's also quite a good animation, really.
But what I was thinking of Wolfen specifically, it's where like in all the old werewolf legends, they don't have anthropomorphic werewolves. That's something that was introduced with the Wolfman. The old werewolf myths and things, always people turning into literal wolves.
Yes,
because wolves in Europe were scary enough.
Yeah,
they were things that carried away your children in the middle of the night.
Yes.
They were big scary monsters. They were. You didn't have to make them any more scary than what they were.
Yeah, they already were.
And Wolfen is like that. It takes Native American spirits and people turning into actual wolves. But it is almost like an ethereal sort of horror. So,
I'm writing it down. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Yeah.
So not really a monster flick, but like it was. I'd still say it's a horror. Definitely worth watching.
Yeah. Yeah, I just like the myths, like when you hear across whole different countries, like how they operate, what they did. As you mentioned, that I remember that from that encyclopedia book that werewolves, would kidnap children all across Europe. Yeah.
But it's always like trying to explain things away, what I really love. I mean, if going back just to the old legends, it's like a vampire is essentially just a corpse and people not knowing how to bury them properly, and corpses and plagues. Werewolves are psychopaths and murderers who are very unassuming
and hairy guys.
Well, it's literally just people who can't come to terms with their being people who prey on other people in their own communities, not during times of war or anything like that. Literally just people who are unhinged. That's it.
Yeah, but in the older times, all it had to do, imagine an ungroomed hobo covered in wolf fur, and you have all it takes,
Yeah, and they took drugs at the same time, eating the rye, the rye bread, and then you got
I forget the name of the.
You mean the mold?
Yes.
Yeah. That makes people.
It's the same. Got the same basis as LSD, basically. But you'd have this mass hysteria of people going on wolf hunts and
hallucinations and such.
Yeah. We still.
Yeah, you had the same with the witch hunts,
Yeah, exactly.
People got crazy.
Yeah, that's it. So that's really the phenomenon. I think what I would love to do, I would love to make a werewolf movie with no special effects, because I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary at all. I think the tension and all that you could build just with that unknown, the stuff that you don't see. it could totally be done, and you would focus on the suspense. Yeah, totally.
Actually, you just reminded me this. I think it's fairly new movie. I think on Netflix. About werewolf. I forgot the name, but it's from Norwegian or Swedish. Production.
Might be interesting.
Yeah. It was actually boring.
Okay.
I fell asleep through it. I don't know how. Maybe I was like too tired from promotion and everything. But they did use like a 3D, animated wolf there. Fairly decent, I have to say. Fairly decent.
What was the name? Do you remember?
I need to look it up. If you give me a sec, I'm gonna quickly look it up.
I think witches were the women who had.
Hello.
I think it's called Viking Wolf.
Oh, right.
Right. Okay. On the nose.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
There is something to be said for naming your comic or movie exactly what it's about. So there's, it's.
Yeah, the name is vital.
Yeah. You would expect something epic, but it's I don't know. It didn't have it for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So talking about names, so Nyriam, what is it?
That is a very good question. Well, have you ever heard of DeviantArt?
DeviantArt, yeah.
So when I was starting on DeviantArt as a teenager, I really wanted to look cool and so on. So I just put a name generator, which sped out a name called Nyriam Azariel, right? And so I was going for the longest time with that. I felt very witchy, and then Bleach came, and at the DeviantArt we created a community where we created our own Bleach OCs, original characters. And I named my character. I had siblings, and the girl was named Nyx, and boy Hyperion, from Greek mythology, like day and night.
Yeah.
And basically Nyriam. That's a combination of it later on, and that's how it's nothing cool really, but it's funny.
No, it is actually cool because it's very original. Like
I thought your name was Miriam, and it was just like a variation.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've seen so many miss typos and misspellings of it. Whatever, call me whatever you want. I react to "Hey you," so.
Gotta stay anonymous on the internet.
It's too late for that.
Yeah, I messed that up really early.
Once you run a campaign, you can't really stay anonymous.
Nah, you gotta put your real name.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't cheat the backers.
But to be honest, this is what that occasion when I'm super happy that I live in the middle of nowhere. Where nobody knows where it is.
Kind of place it on the map probably.
Kind of.
Life goals. I'd love to live in the middle of nowhere one day.
Yeah, we moved back to Poland one day.
Yeah, that'll be the plan. I can run around in the bushes like nature intended. Cool. Let's.
So another thing I need to ask you, so you're in the middle of nowhere, but on your campaigns it says Philadelphia.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know.
That's basically how it first started with the first campaign. It was because Red Gaze was running the campaign for me. I didn't know how to do it, and since he was fulfilling too, he just put his stuff in the description, and it stayed. Because it stayed.
Because why not? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we just decided to run with everything we can. I mean, even the design of the page is the same. The style is the same. But the fulfilling, country changed this time because I really wanted to test it out, whether it's going to be difficult, whether it's going to be a huge difference, whether we can get the same supplies that we would get over there. It's like a little experiment.
Yeah, because it is. I read, because I know that there's another Ukrainian creator who said that Indiegogo didn't support his country. run campaigns from. Is that also the case for Slovakia and Czechia?
Actually, not. Actually, the problem that is here is with Kickstarter. The nearest country Kickstarter supports is Austria. But Indiegogo recently added Slovakia, not Czech Republic, but Slovakia to a list of countries supported.
I see.
Yeah, they're moving eastwards.
I see. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, when I went to Bratislava that one time, I had to. I had to land in Austria and cross the border to get into Slovakia, and for that I needed a visa, an Austrian visa, to land there, to drive for the 20 minutes to get and then cross a border into another country, for which I also needed a visa. It was terrible.
Well, when you were still officially South African, you needed some sort of a visa to just change planes in Amsterdam.
Look, I understand it. South Africans are generally, not good people, so you can't just let them into your country.
I was just about to say that I pity you that you ended up in Bratislava, but okay. I don't know, like it became such a concrete mess recently. It's just like I miss the green. I wouldn't want to live there. Like when I was at the stage where I was picking my college for future studies, like my mom was trying to persuade me to go to Bratislava, more options, more opportunities and everything. I was like, nope. And I never applied.
Yeah, but it is a beautiful city there. Absolutely breathtaking. I completely fell in love with it.
I think it's changed a lot since, though.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna clip what you just said.
Maybe it's changed a lot now, but for me, coming from Africa, I was like, wow.
They're wearing shoes here?
Look at all these buildings. Wow.
Oh my God, they don't have hats. No, I can't do the cultural appropriation. No.
No, so I've been in the UK for 19 years, and the city I come from in Poland, it's a medium-sized city. It's changed so much. So if I had never gone back to visit, I wouldn't have recognized it now. I don't think so. It's changed a lot.
Yeah, same happened to me with my hometown, and that's a fairly small city, almost town-ish, but it changed in so many ways.
Would you say that most changes are for the better, though?
No.
No. Like my impression of Poland as the time progresses is like more and more often I'm considering going back because the standard of life is actually better there. But everybody keeps telling me that, now it's all on credit and such. And I'm like, how come, you can afford holidays and cars that we can't?
I don't know. It's just how to put it. Depends on what you like, what you prefer. Because like the all cities and the whole life, all world is getting modernized and digitalized. So now everything is so convenient. You can buy everything with your phone. You can go everywhere with your phone or a credit card. But at the same time, like. When I see people walking through a mall just bumping into each other, without even saying I'm sorry or whatever, that basic human touch, that
interaction,
yes, it's gone. It's disappearing. It all came with phones, It's just that's one thing. Like if I could change somehow, that's it.
Mind you, like when I went to Slovakia the first last, so I went there and what struck me was nobody spoke English. Literally, it was our guide, so I spoke to her the whole time. And I actually went out to a pub that night. I knew how to order beer, and but I could literally. I was chatting to one person the entire night.
The only one person who spoke
English. Yeah, it was crazy. And then after that, we were taken outside of the city. We were to some sort of resort place, and we were told, "It's very nice, but do not wander into the village." And I was like, why? So I did, and I got attacked by a bunch of kids on bicycles and bats and stuff who wanted to speak to me about something.
I'm not even gonna ask details about those kids, so
yeah.
I'm kind of having a hunch.
But yeah. Anyway, I'm sure that it's probably the same, but they speak a bit more English now. So yeah.
Yeah. By the way, like, have you ever seen the movie called Hostel?
Yeah.
That's a lot of balls. That's not true at all. When I watched it, that was one of my main.
Really? Not true at all.
That was one of my main critiques of the movie because it was set in Bratislava, right?
I know it was set in Slovakia, and that's
yeah. It's because the actual story comes from some eastern country, I think. I'm not sure exactly where people were. I think it was getting insurance money, and it would, their family, they would get life insurance, and then their families would get the money after somebody killed them or something, and the person would also pay to kill them. It was some weird sort of fringe story but he didn't want to name the actual country, so he said, "I'll just pick Slovakia." And
all right. If you have some kind of like notebook or notepad or something, just write a term LUNIK 9. Lunik 9. Yeah, and put it in a search and let's see what spits out. It's actually this neighborhood, if you can even call it that way, in eastern Slovakia, and yeah, just let's LUNIK 9 in Slovakia. You can see what Monica comes up with. It's very hostile, like.
Yeah, not far from Košice.
Not far from Košice.
Okay.
Check the pictures.
Košice district. Tiki. Okay, nothing bad as yet. Let's have a look.
Well, no corpses in the search.
No, you will just see like
a Roman 9. Papież Franciszek. Okay. Flag, coat of arms.
You're just gonna see like half of like a completely demolished neighborhood. A bunch of trash and all that. That's one thing I'm
I see. Okay, yeah. So do people disappear there?
Is it why are they saying there's some truth to that story? Some truth to Hostel?
Well, yeah.
Look, I come from.
I'm way too blunt. I have to be careful now about what I say.
Yeah.
You know who Romani people are.
No, I don't know.
Gypsies. Yeah. So that place is like the largest concentration of gypsies in Slovakia.
Okay.
And yeah, Slovakia has quite a few. Like I think probably even more than Poland.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest minority over here. And honestly, I really don't mind many of them. As when I was working as a teacher at a private conservatory, I had a bunch of them like in my classes, and those were the sweetest kids ever. Like those singer girls, very talented actresses, and they were like just amazing. But then there are these, But I don't know whether it's appropriate for the stream, like. I'm just gonna tell you,
like my personal experiences of the very few contacts I had in Poland.
It's not now.
I'll stop with that because they weren't the sweetest.
They weren't pleasant. I get it.
We've got travelers here too, and it's a mixed bag. To say the least. So anyway.
Back to the wolf.
But back to
So because I know there is like an alpha male in the pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and Zeta would be his female companion.
No, Zeta is a training general. The female companion of Alpha is called Luna.
Luna. Okay, Luna.
Yeah.
And there is the beta male.
There's beta, but in my book I don't have beta over here.
Okay.
I don't have a few ranks. I'm using Zeta. I'm using Etas. Zeta is a general. Etas are warriors.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it. Maybe there are gonna be some Gamma Wolves. Gamma Wolves are supposed to be the elders.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
because like wolf packs have a very sort of strict structure, really, so that's also, it was also interesting for me that you kind of like follow the nomenclature used by zoologists.
Yeah, that's I've actually read a lot into the hierarchy, based on how they are lettered. So that's why and there are also many books, written. It's of course fantasy, about which rank and which wolf and what abilities and so on. And basically the stuff that was the same, I decided to keep, so I don't go too away from the lore. But I decided to like adjust some things.
Of course.
So, like the cursed child, and then there's gonna be one wolf that is the rank of epsilon. That's gonna be really, really cool. It's scary.
Absolutely. All right. You said there's going to be a horror element.
Yes. Scary in book 3.
Yeah, there's gonna be a really, really almost gorish horror element by the end of book 3, if everything goes how it plans.
Oh, excellent.
A cliffhanger.
Yes.
So we'll have to entertain. Alrighty. Let's see. We've been going for about an hour and a half now. So are we going to wrap?
It's just flown.
Because you weren't here for half of myself.
Sorry. Sorry. Last question, please. So I have looked at the characters, their names. So, for instance, Lina. Where did you come up? Like, it's not an English-sounding name.
Neither is Dell. I'm just gonna say it. I don't even know. Dell is. I know that Dell is a brand of computers and monitors.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I just don't know. I was.
The other names seem very like kind of English sounding, but Lina not really.
I know. You know
Short
what? I was scrolling through some like list of female names, and there was Rena.
Okay.
And I just decided to not to use the name Rena because I just didn't want to use it, so I adjusted it a little bit. Basically like the Nyriam thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
That's good. All right. No, that's fine. Okay. So.
But you were asking questions nobody ever did before, so.
Really? Oh, that's cool. Because I'll be honest, like I started preparing this morning, and the schools, the school teachers are on strike here, so the little one is at home for today and tomorrow. So obviously I had to entertain him, and I was like just glancing on my phone and trying to,
You didn't have to like do it as an interview. I'm just so happy that we can finally talk. I mean, like I've been following you for so long,
Oh really?
Every single time I see you pop up on Instagram, I'm like, oh, this is my neighbor.
Yeah, well, obviously I'm not living in Poland, but
I know,
yeah,
but
we do go often.
But it's the fact that we understand, and when we had that comment, about search, that was amazing.
Yes. The Slavonic connection.
Yeah,
that's why you guys are bonding.
Last thing, I promise. Back in London, and he knows that, there was, so obviously there was a lot of Polish people, but there was also a lot of Slovakian people. And we were hanging out with a bunch.
Like this type.
Yeah. And we called them the Slovakian Mafia. All really, yes, really attractive women. There was not a single guy there, was there? No Slovak, like made Slovakians.
No, we don't have any use. We don't have any use for the guys.
But all the girls seem to like get up and go to London to party, and like we used to hang out a lot. The Slavonic circle was quite close knit. We had Ukrainians and all sorts of there is this kind of like common sort of experience.
Yeah, I was almost like getting freaked out whether you're gonna ask me what Slovak Mafia means, because I don't know.
Yeah, so no, it was a nickname for that group. And yeah, like we were joking that they're so attractive, they're dangerous.
Aw.
Yeah, no, really, like really stunning looking girls, and not a single guy from Slovakia.
Mhm.
I don't know what you do with them, but let's leave it at that.
Left them at home.
Left them at home. Yeah.
I really don't know, because I would expect, that the guys would like try to find the people of their own kin, right? And so the girls. So maybe you just didn't meet the boy group.
I don't know. Maybe they must have been hanging out in other clubs then. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But,
Awesome.
but yeah, I found myself hanging out almost exclusively with Eastern Europeans.
Mm.
Yeah.
What is the oldest city, oldest town in Poland?
I think it would be Kraków. I'm not sure. Gniezno.
Then it was a different one. Okay, I just remembered that I've been to an exchange, like a trip for a week to Poland, and I was staying in Poland. And I remember my like the girl that I lived at her place. She hated me because but back then I was a party animal. She was so quiet, and I was like giving her such a hard time. I was wait let me.
Oh dear, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm not proud of it, right? So okay, I'm just going Kalisz.
Kalisz, yes.
Kalisz, yeah. We were at Kalisz. There was like
cool.
exchange.
That's my general sort of part of Poland.
Backyard, yeah. Is that Pomerania?
No, Wielkopolska.
Wielkopolska.
The Great Poland.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Excellent.
Oh my God, we're neighbors.
Yeah, I think I don't know if apart from the other Ukraine, I forget what his name is now. The Ukrainian creator. Damn it. You know who I'm talking about? He did like this Lovecraftian comic.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. I was.
I know, but like.
Okay. Yeah, I forget what his name is. But everything's obviously gone on hold now with his book, obviously because of the war.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I can't think of any other Slavs in comics. Well, in the comic book circles, even wider than that.
I do remember one artist. His name is Nebazio or something like that. I think he's from Poland, but I'm not sure. And he has a fantastic art, like really good.
A lot of Polish artists, for instance, I find them on Instagram, but their nicknames are completely not Polish sounding, which I understand. And only after, like, for instance, exchanging some messages or something, they see the flag in my name, and they go like, what's your connection to Poland? And then we switch to Polish because it turns out they're Polish.
Yeah.
They're hiding.
Yeah. That's the thing. There are not many like Slovak artists that I think I know one girl that is from Slovakia that does art and comics a little bit, but that's it. Like I have no clue about the community here. So yeah.
Well, CG is mostly American. It's mostly American centric. I mean, obviously, like as you can see, the Europeans stick together, and the UK bunch stick together as well in a smaller little contingent. Yeah, just how it is. Just how it is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's call it a night, I think. Okay,
thank you very much. It's lovely meeting you.
Thank you for having me on. Oh my God, I'm so happy.
Cool. I'm sorry we don't have a
about all the hiccups. Like,
what are we talking? Oh my God, like we're going back to streaming, and we're trying to establish like how to do it and where's the microphone and what to click where. It was amazing, and I was having so much fun.
What is coming Mark one? Slavov
Zizek?
Yeah, who's that?
I don't think I do.
But you're from Slovakia. You should know him. You're both from the same country,
Mark,
hey?
is this a famous Slovakian, or is it somebody that you met?
It's Slavoj Žižek is that philosopher
yeah,
who talks like he's high or drunk or both.
The bearded guy.
It
Yeah.
doesn't actually look or sound Slovak.
I don't think he is.
Yeah,
though.
no.
I think it is. I don't think it is.
He's
No, exactly.
yeah, I know.
It actually sounds more Croatia or Serbia.
He's probably Serbian.
I think he is Slovakian, but yeah, he just mumbles on video basically.
He's Balkan. Well, there you
Balkan,
go. Probably
yeah.
Serbian then.
Oh, not Slovakian. Okay, Balkan. Yeah, Žižek is a character. What about him, Mark? Are we mumbling like him or what?
Mark's really invested in this.
Mark is like having a show of his own in the shed area.
His own world.
Yeah.
The communist world. Our world, sorry.
Yeah. But guys, if you haven't backed it yet, go and check out Nyriam's campaign. It's got 28 days left. She's currently at almost we're approaching £7,000. I don't know how much this is in dollars. Because
8 something.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and at 10 we're unlocking the Madman story.
Ta-da.
I don't know if you follow through, but the little Jesse in the comic is a huge comics fan on his own, so we're doing a comic within a comic. So Madman.
Wow.
Yeah, so by the end of book 1, like Jesse comes to Lena to read Madman with him, right?
Awesome.
And they read a comic together, and that's why we decided to create the Madman and tell a story of Madman.
I see, like okay.
Matryoshka style.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Matryoshka being the Russian dolls. Sorry.
Well, they were like in Watchmen with the black freighter, was it? Yeah.
Or Inception.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's excellent. Okay. Well, $10,000 then. That's
not far off. Yeah.
That's not far off.
Yeah.
And you did really well in the previous campaign. So yeah, I mean, and you're only halfway now. Is this your first? This is your second
campaign?
20 no, your second.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
20 days, is it?
Yes. Second 28 days.
Yeah. All right.
So there will be no extension. Are you going in demand, or haven't you decided yet? Or
we're probably gonna stay in demand for the time till everything comes back in. Mm-hmm. You know, when we're fully supplied, stocked, and we can start like fulfilling. That's when we're probably gonna close it up.
Yeah,
that's exactly
that's the best thing to do. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. It gives that extra little push when people see they're getting their books.
Mark just likes Slavoj Žižek. Okay, I'm not surprised actually. Yeah,
I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, well, let's not go there.
Okay, I don't know. We've got an opinion.
I have no time for Slavoj.
Mark knows a lot, right?
Jeez, you guys are so dead. I was telling you that you had a problem with the creator of the Witcher, but I left it there. I wasn't gonna. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, it's a short and sad story that can be summarized as "Don't meet your heroes." I mean, he wasn't my hero, but I was very much in love with the books. You could say I grew up on The Witcher, and I had a younger friend who she was kind of like it was her idol, and at Comic-Con, he was on a panel, and after that he was giving autographs, and we were basically working at the Comic-Con, and I wasn't bothered. I didn't care about meeting him because I'm just not that kind of person, and there was a queue and all that. You know, I went off to have my beer, but my younger friend, she actually waited in the queue and asked him for an autograph, but she didn't have a book on her because we were there for work, right? She just had a piece of paper, and he basically scolded her, and he was like, what's this, like, what is it supposed to be? Like, he was very unpleasant to her. Mm-hmm. And she was in tears because she was like very young, impressionable. I think she was like 16 or something at the time. And then obviously I asked her like why she was crying, and she told me, and that left such a bad taste in my mouth that I couldn't even read the books for a few years. I eventually did reread them, like, you know, but I just can't forget that, you know, him being such a dick.
Well,
I was surprised. I would never expect him to be like that. I was just saying, like, maybe he was on a very, very bad day. That would be probably the only excuse.
He's
But
quite
still.
known for being obnoxious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's quite famous for that. And what made him really big is the computer games, and what what he said about gamers in general at the time when like the whole thing was gaining popularity in the world was like, are you mad or something? You know, like basically he said that gamers are idiots, video games are for you know, cretins and all that, and that was at the time when he was getting a lot of money from the franchise.
Wow.
Yeah, so like
telling it like it is.
He's not a nice person, no.
Yeah, I had a higher opinion about him, but now that you mention it, I was told by somebody that he like kind of ripped off, you know, somebody else to write Richard, but I don't know where the truth is. So,
well, him and the company that developed the games actually very recently settled the dispute about you know, royalties and such. So yeah,
gotcha.
And that had gone on for like years and years because the Polish courts are very, very, very slow.
Now that you mention it, I was just talking about me being on a convention as well, where I met this artist that I didn't know who he was. Later on, I found out that he was working for Riot and League of Legends. You know, he was having a seminar on how to draw, how to do concept art and stuff. And also he was there because he's like a cover artist for one of our Slovak writers, Juraj Červenák. And he's like doing fantasy genre as well. And I didn't have like a chance to talk to the artist, but for some reason I got lucky and I managed to talk to the author. And I actually had my portfolio of my work on me, you know, that day, because I wanted to get some feedback, maybe get some contacts. And I remember he like looked at it, you know, and I just wanted to know like what he thinks, whether there's some potential for the future. I was like really young back then. And he went through it patiently. He told me where, you know, that this is good, this is cool, you know, work on this, blah, blah, blah. And that was so sweet. That was so sweet. Like I didn't have anything from that but memory and experience, but that's enough.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it kind of leaves an imprint in your memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah.
I'm glad yours was positive.
Yeah. Well, that's why we avoid you know.
Yeah, don't meet your heroes, like or idols or whatever.
That's
Yeah.
You know, especially like in the political climate now, you've got no idea what's going to come out of somebody's mouth. Like, it's just, you would have thought, you know, you enjoy somebody's work for a long time, and then they just call you a Nazi out of nowhere. It's
wow.
You know, it's just how things are now. You know, gotta have a thick skin.
I would honestly love to meet my hero because I don't think he's gonna be here for too much longer. My hero, my actor of my life is Charles Dance. Lord Tywin Lannister.
Oh.
All right. Oh yeah. Yes, of course.
Charles Dance. He has the best voice ever. He's amazing. He's like he's the best, and I'm a huge lover of animal documentaries, and he narrated the whole documentary called The Savage Kingdom. Wow. And I was like, every time I hear him, I have goosebumps. He's so amazing. Yeah, so I would love to meet him.
Yeah, I've seen him in quite a few movies actually. Before the whole game thing, and he's very versatile in his roles.
Yes. But do you remember Alien? I think 3, where she's stuck in a prison. Well, basically the doctor she sleeps with, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was so
Yeah,
young.
but I also have seen. I can't remember. It was some sort of comedy, but like at the end, he's like dancing in a miniskirt and really high heels, and actually, you know, I thought like, oh, nice ass.
There you go.
Wow.
He really pulled it off. You know, he really pulled it
Pulled
off.
off the miniskirt. But in Alien 3, there's an actor. I think he's like one of the block wardens or something. That bald guy, or bald. Fuck, what am I saying? Anyway, he plays an American werewolf, and he's a great character in that. Which I haven't seen.
Oh, okay. Maybe fine. Maybe I will check
Gotta
it out.
watch
Maybe I will check it out.
You gotta watch. That's the best. It is. Everybody will say it's the best. It's the best werewolf movie ever.
Yeah, maybe I'm gonna give it a chance. Okay.
Just saying.
So much.
A bit
so
unrealistic, but
What? It's a werewolf movie. Of course, it's unrealistic.
no, the size of the
How
bathroom.
dare you?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's in London.
It's in London, and having lived in London for many years, we were like why is this shower cabin so large?
Yeah, it's like basically. So when the protagonist gets home from the hospital, he gets taken home by this really sexy nurse, and and on the nurse's salary, she's got this mammoth apartment, like an American-sized sort of suburban apartment in the middle of London.
Kensington,
that's not. Even if you were in Kensington and part of that upper crust, you would not have that much space. No. It's just not realistic.
Yeah,
that was the least realistic thing of the entire.
Yeah, and like movie. A shower cabin that fits 2 people. Like, no, it doesn't happen in London unless you're like really rich.
Yeah.
Over here too, like the places are a lot more cramped, and what I'm experiencing more and more is that in Czech Republic you have like very narrow and long houses.
Mm.
You know, so basically
That's
you have
like here actually.
in the houses you have the room. You know, it's not like you enter a house and then you have the spider web of rooms. But
yeah,
it's
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's I'm still getting used to that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in Poland, and I hope I'll never see it.
Yeah, the houses there are massive. I think I calculated our house would fit 16 times on your parents' plot.
Yeah, well, we have half the population and twice as much. Like the territory is twice as large as the UK's.
Yeah.
Right. So do the maths.
Yeah. We
have 4 times more room, and also I think in the UK, the houses are the smallest in Europe in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the developers.
All right. Yeah. Well, Slovakia would pretty much fit into a backyard, so that's what I keep hearing from Latin.
It depends how dense the population is, you know.
Not.
Yeah, exactly. If you haven't got that many people, then it doesn't have to be cramped.
Yeah, we're 5.5 ish million.
Yeah,
I think.
All right. Okay.
Have you had a lot of people coming over from Ukraine?
Yes, but surprisingly, not many stay. They continue. Like a lot, there are a lot more Ukrainians over here in Czech Republic.
All right.
And they generally try to stay in like bigger cities because that's where the job opportunity is.
Yeah.
Like we have the Uber drivers here, and recently I haven't met a Czech one. All of them are Ukrainians. You know.
Yeah.
So, but I'm kind of glad that they managed to find a job.
No, of course. Yeah, it's the same. And I think in Poland at the moment, the Ukrainian minority stands at 15% of the population, which is a lot. Yeah. But they're like, you know, they're very sort of ambitious and independent. They want to work. They don't want handouts.
Yeah, I appreciate it a lot.
No, absolutely, yeah.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Is there anything we haven't discussed yet?
I don't know. I think we haven't discussed the sensitive topics, but I don't think we can do that.
Yeah, we should leave them alone.
I was just gonna say, not like those damn gypsies. And then I thought, no, that's just gonna ignite all that.
No.
So I thought, no, just don't, leave that be. I said something.
You're just gonna be sensitive, but that's the unfortunate thing. Like, people don't like to hear the truth, and in some cases, things are as they are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's like, never mind.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, it's all right.
Cool. So yeah.
So guys, like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. I still remember to say that. Not that I'm trying to build this channel. We should probably get around to doing things more regularly, because this has been good. It has been good chatting with people. I mean, we don't have social lives anymore.
Speak for yourself.
This is the only time I get to speak to anybody from outside my immediate work environment or my home environment. So it's actually good, and I should do it more often.
Thank you so much. In that case, I really thought that you were streaming, like normally, regularly, and I guess because like Monica kicked you into it, right? Like do it.
Yeah, I have to learn to stream, I guess. Yeah. Just have I've made quite a few female friends in Comicsgate, which is great. And
no, there are no women in Comicsgate. That's
sorry, yeah,
that's patriarchal lies.
Right, totally. Anyway, yeah, they identify as women and they have boobs. So
did you actually just assume my gender?
There you go.
It's got a massive wang under that tail. You wouldn't know.
No, you wouldn't know. Yeah.
But just do it, or I'm gonna stand up and do the Friday Night Tights thing. Like I don't think you're. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No. I know what you mean. When he stood up and he was that McGinnis standing up and all over the table? Yeah.
Yes.
Keeping it classy. Yeah.
But I don't want a nuclear channel, so I'm not gonna do that.
It's okay. There's nothing to nuke, really. It's another channel. All right. Well, okay. Let's say adios to everybody in the chat. Thank you very much for pitching up and listening to us and
rumbling.
We'll catch you on the west side.
Cool. Let's do it again sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be cool.
2, 1, and press the button twice.